We're going to assemble. This is our case, which is Thermaltake case. Yeah, Thermaltake. Nice looking case. It does have the glass sides also. And we're just going to assemble one we built into this case. We have Prestige power supply. First of all, go put this power supply ready. This is rated 80 plus. You always should have an 80 plus on any power supply that you have. It's just tested. There's so many other brands out there. Just make sure that it always has that 80 plus rating. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get this ready to mount. Don't want to snug them up or get them too tight till we get them all started. Okay, now tuck it up. Okay, whenever you put in a motherboard into a case, the motherboard always comes with the I/O shield. Okay, and sorry about the fingers. Okay, and to do this, line it up. Most all cases always have your sound and all these are always at the bottom. Okay, and what we're going to do is reach inside, just push gently in one corner. We're going to, until it pops, we're going to pop in another corner. We're going to reach in, we'll pop in that corner. Make sure it's all adjusted before you try to put the motherboard in. Okay, that is done. Now the next step, all this wiring and so forth. So we're going to install the board. Now we're going to put in the, since we have the I/O shield, we're going to put in the motherboard. And normally you're going to have, each case is going to have these standoffs right here, here, here. For different size boards, you can see there's other places to put standoffs. Okay, but I've already changed and made sure that each one of these standoffs is going to work for the board. Okay. Now, handling the board, I like putting it together with the processor and everything on it. Okay. That's pretty good shape. When you put the board in, you don't want to handle a lot of these parts, especially on the back. The soldering piece is very sharp, you know. But I usually handle it by the heat sink and the fan. And what you want to do is you're going to tilt it. It goes just on the I/O ports. Till it's seated. A couple of screws in it to hold the motherboard in place. Very important on the back of this, make sure that the ground, you have little pieces that stick out, make sure that are bent up so that nothing is restricting anything that plugs in. They're all open and everything is good. The worst thing to do is have something blocking it and you have to pull the board and everything out. So this all looks good and we're ready. So what we're going to do is just put the screws in the board and we will be good. Let's tighten her up. Okay. I've got 3 in already to hold the board. It's best to have something magnetic so you don't drop the screw inside. We had 2 on the top. And we got to put another one over here. Not too much to these desktops. Anybody can usually do this. If you order your stuff. And we got another one here. You don't have to really torque, just snug it. Just make sure that it doesn't turn anymore. But you don't want to crank it real tight. Just till it stops turning. And just want to check myself. There we go. And looks like I got another one there. Yeah, right there. Now, what we're going to have is, this is your the back fan lead wires, and then we're going to hook up also the CPU fan, which is here, which I try to like to keep them pretty tidy. And I just banded it. Doesn't get caught on anything, and it's plugged in the board right beside the fan. Okay. Now let's mount the hard drive, which is a solid state. And here it is. And I've started these screws, 3 of them, because as you can see, where we're going to mount it, got 1, and then they slide. See here? It slides in. So the last one we put in. So then we just tighten them up. So let's go ahead and get it mounted. Lay it, and then slide it. And there it is. Mounted it and slid it in there, slid it in the grooves. Now we'll just go on the back side and tighten up the 4 screws. Let's do the wiring. I just went and plugged in this one for the audio. And let's see, the fan will come right down here and plug it in here, right there for the fan. Now we have cable that's going to go for the front USB, and we got 2 of them. We're going to go ahead and plug this in here. There, we're going to do some cable management afterwards. That's there. Tie this fan over there. Tie that up. Now, these are 20 or 24 pin. And we're going to, this has the 24 pin. Put this together here. Plug that in. Little snap. Because it is a 24 pin. Put this in here until she seats in place. That's everything that goes to power to the board. Okay, now we're gonna go up here. Let's see, right about up here. Want to plug that one in. We have a dual, and the lasp is on the bottom. So we're going to take where the lasp is on the bottom. And we're going to plug this in right there. There we go. And let's see. Gonna need a cable. That cable. We have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ports for a SATA. We're going to start with 0. We can have, these are all for different drives. So we're going to plug, and it's, if you can see this coming up, it's got a notch that sticks up, and that notch that sticks up right here. And we're going to, that's how, if you don't plug it in wrong or upside down or whatever. So we're going to plug that baby right in there. And then we're going to plug the other end, which we only have one device that we're hooking up, and we're going to plug the other end into the solid state drive. Plug that in. Now we need to get the power to the drive. So we're gonna use another SATA connection. And there is the cutoff, so it's gonna plug in right next to it. there. Okay. Now, looks like everything's pretty much wired up. Okay. So now, what we have is a mess in the back. Oh Lord. And we're going to do cable management. Get all this stuff here all nice and pretty in the side of the system that is not seen with a cover, and make it easier to, so we'll get this all separate. These are cables we're not using in the system, so we're just going to zip tie them out of the way, and we'll, if you ever do a repair on it, it makes it a lot easier to do that. Tidy these up. Behind. Tie on this one here. Okay. Let's cut these ends off. This does take the longest, cable management. We got these back in there, all tied up. more organized all together. Let me just group these together. And we have where got all the cables all tight and smooth on that side. And let's turn this bad boy around. And it looks pretty clean in there. You don't show too much of the others. So let's go ahead and hook up a monitor and devices and see how it works. Alright, let's get some power. Power button. Alright. Turn on. You gotta turn it on. And the boot. This system is an AMD Athlon 2x2 255 processor running at 3.10 gigahertz, 8 gig of memory, 64-bit OS, Windows 10 Pro. So looks like it has some updates to do. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a shutdown. And that's it on that. And we get on this tech room here. There's a couple more. It's going to be refurbished, different processor. And we got this one for Pear. It's also an Intel. This is waiting for the power button switch. Getting ready, just building another board. This has the i7 processor and fan. I just stuck a 4 gig stick in this to test it out. Went ahead and put in a video card to a monitor, VGA, and I have my power supply and an SSD drive, and I ran it and installed by USB the media creation tool, which I also have a video on. So, and then down here on your power switch, I took an old cord from an old desktop power switch button so I can turn it on. So let's go ahead and turn this on and get her going. And we have power. Get over here to the monitor. See what we got going on. All right. This one is an i7. Preloaded Windows. All right, it's up and running. Get over here and get to the mouse. See what we got here. Okay, i7, a 920 though, but 267 gigahertz. And I just stuck the 4 gig of memory in it. I'll probably have 8 or 16 gig, depending. Go ahead and close out of this. And we'll go ahead and shut this down. Where's the mouse? There you are. So, all we have to do is get a case.